sebo abati umopalipwe anakila kumushi umwejilinga wenkondo palume ya jalo aponye mfuti yawe aya wenda mutende wenda wayinina tukesa umana
Ichichena chakalika wakulekela we mwile tule wefu ndiwotusha ichichena chafinisha wakulekela we mwile tule wefu tule wefu tule wefu wakulekela we mwile ichichena chafina wena chakulisha tutule Rengimaya ichichena chakalika wakulekela we mwile tule wefu ichichena chafinisha wakulekela we mwile tule wefu
Good day and welcome to today's broadcast. I just had some issues with my broadcast, but we're trying very hard that we go live and speak to you on today's issues. But the technology is failing me, so share the broadcast. We might not be live on other pages, but at least now we are live on this particular file on my profile. We are live on my profile. Let me just resolve a few issues and we will go. It's People's Forum and you are supposed to call. It's just about what has happened today. So share the broadcast. We are now live on my page. I may not be live on the other pages because I've changed computers and the other pages are not saved here. So let's see how we deal with this broadcast.
Wimbo wa Emmanuel katongi abazonga bandita katongi nagula kwibukiza kateka kaibugubuna kapona neseko syove pamezi yangwaba umebaye iyaba baume iyaba baume
kateka abantu twakulira lelo twakulira shikakukonke milimo shove
Vende
imiseko wapanyiri obwingi okuchinja olusago kumoneko busaka mama kuzituwala basiyani chagwa katuse.
Okay, thank you very much. Please share the broadcast. I started my earlier broadcast at 20 hours, but we ran into a glitch. I just didn't have volume, and I've been trying to resolve that issue. And I can't resolve it. I will resolve it later. So I had to revert to my old computer, and then we are having this broadcast. So thank you very much. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. We are discussing the state of the nation. We are discussing the state of the nation. And today we are discussing Judge Kelvin Hanchuwili Limbani of Kabwe. He granted expelled member of parliament from Mafinga, Robert Chavinga, an injunction to stop the Patriotic Front from holding its conference. Justice Kelvin Hanchuwili Limbani granted this injunction to Robert Chavinga. Judge Kelvin Hanchuwili Limbani is from Kabwe. Why I'm mentioning his name is that we have had a series the last 3 years of the issues of the Patriotic Front. Many stakeholders even called out the Chief Justice that he was allowing the judiciary to participate in schemes by the UPND and State House to destroy democracy, to allow the Patriotic Front to be stolen. And what Chief Justice Mumbamarila did was to say, can we expedite this process? I am aware that he intervened twice when the matters were before Judge Chocho, High Court Judge of Lusaka, and Judge Vincent, I remember the surname, but Judge Vincent. These were two new judges that were handling the PF matters. Judges are independent. They can't be directed or told what to do. But administratively, they were told that there were these concerns and they needed to expedite the matter. And the fresh cases, appeals and all, are now sitting with Judge Concepta Zulu, all of them. So it was an act of irresponsibility to allow Robert Chavinga shop for a forum, rush to Kabwe and get an injunction in Kabwe, because he knew in Lusaka he probably wouldn't have gotten it, or it would have gone to the judge, Judge Concepta Zulu, who's handling the cases for the 8 MPs and Mao Sampa, the one for Mao Sampa, Robert Chavinga and Morgan Ngona, the one for Raphael Nakachinda and Mao Sampa. All those cases are before one judge. This was after a lot of pressure to ensure that matters of the PF and that the judiciary was being accused that they were being a tool to State House President Hakainde Hichilema to destroy the Patriotic Front. The UPND have always defended themselves that these are internal matters. You failed to allow a conference. You allowed the former president to come in. That's why Mao Sampa, they tell all that story. But you and I know that at the heart of it is a scheme to steal the Patriotic Front. That is one of the issues we are discussing. Today is what we call People's Forum. So I'll be opening the phone lines. There are 3 matters I'm discussing. Dangote's visit, the issues of the Patriotic Front, and there's a gentleman who visited President Hakainde Hichilema yesterday. Is it today? He's a Zimbabwean businessman. His name is Whitnell Chivayo. Now, Chivayo sees presidents just before they go to elections, and this has raised concerns. Just before elections in Tanzania, you'd see a picture with the president. Just before election in Kenya, you saw him with William Ruto. He's a Zimbabwean national. He goes around these presidents. What does he offer them? Why was he at Community House today? Why is he referred to as a tenderpreneur? What does he bring in relation to elections? So that's what we are discussing today. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast.
what may be Zambia's darkest environmental catastrophe, the collapse of the Copperbelt Dam that poisoned the lifeline of our nation, the Kafue River.
the green one that they're talking about, which is, solar or wind, because you have the coal is there, and you should use it to generate your power. The power, they actually say that, Your Excellency, without power, there's no growth. No growth without power anywhere. And then when you have power, you will actually unleash growth in the country. When you do that, you talk less when you go out there to campaign, to tell people what you've done, because they will see what it is. They will actually feel it. It's not like education where it takes several years before you can see the benefit of it. But this one, once you give power, it gives other things, opportunities, GDP growth, and it will give a lot of disposable income, just like what you mentioned, Your Excellency, saying that, yes, today in Zambia, you are using rain-fed agriculture. So rain-fed agriculture, it means that you are going to do one season. But right now, you go to countries where they are doing 3 crops per season. So if you are going to do 3 crops, it means that something like maize, which you are good at, you'll actually flood the entire African continent with maize. So, but right now, a lot of people, they're importing, maize, African countries. And one of the things that I have to also say, Your Excellency, is that being a landlocked, for example, is actually a big opportunity for you, because you are surrounded by 9 countries. So when you do well, and I'm sure the time will come when there will be a race, Your Excellency, because your colleagues that surround you, the 9 of them, when they see how well you are doing, they too, so it will be a race to see who will do best. That is how they are able to grow, the economy of Asia. Because it was a race. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, yes, so somebody is saying, you look at Thailand, and, when you look at Indonesia, for example, Indonesia, they've opened up their minds, everything, so even with all this, when you look at it, Indonesia's economy, people don't know, is bigger than Saudi Arabia's economy. They are at 1.2 trillion, Saudi Arabia is about 990 billion. And I am a believer that there is nothing that is impossible. So with what you have, I think if the focus is there, you have the right team, which you do, of course, you can see quite a lot of things. I mean, I cannot imagine having Zambia with additional 5,000 megawatts. And I think, Excellency, really, you need to address it, because I remember when we wanted to put up our own plant, we put up, then we realized that we had excess of power. And quickly, the Zambia Power, I think then, I don't know whether they still change their names, they said, no, we'll buy whatever excess power that you have. But, at that time, we wanted to do in some countries to put up power pole where, asked, no, we don't want to encourage power by coal. But then you can see in UK today, last year they opened up an old mine they didn't touch for 30-something years. And they gave also a new license. And now Germany, in the last 2 years, they have used more coal from South Africa than South Africa. So really, I think all this question about coal, we should use our God-given resources to develop our own listen. And we are ready to partner with the government to actually, follow this trajectory. You can be rest assured, and that you will have my 100% support in actually, developing the economy here. So it can be a win-win situation, and will be.
Okay, I'm being told that I have no volume. Just let's check. Do I have volume now? Do I have volume now? I'm being told I don't have volume. Just check. Do I have volume? Please write there if I have volume. Yeah, I was being told I have no volume. Ladies and gentlemen, we are discussing three things. It's like this broadcast shouldn't happen, but it will happen. My lines are open. We are discussing, number one, a judge from Kabwe has granted, an injunction to Mafinga MP, who was expelled. He was expelled by us. He was also expelled by Mao Sampa. He purports to be leader of the opposition in parliament, courtesy of President Hakainde Hichilema and the Registrar of Society. A judge in Kabwe. I want to mention the judge because it's important that we take note of why I'm saying it. Judge Kelvin Hanchuwili Limbani. Judge Kelvin Hanchuwili Limbani. Judge Kelvin Hanchuwili Limbani of Kabwe has granted an injunction to expelled Member of Parliament, Robert Mafinga. Why am I saying this? Is that during the crisis in the last 3 years, the Chief Justice has been accused of facilitating the theft of the Patriotic Front. He has been facilitating the destruction of the PF. In effect, he's been facilitating the destruction of the opposition and democracy in this country. The Chief Justice, to defend himself, has held meetings with the judges that were dealing with these matters, and our lawyers have been present. So it's not a rumor, it's not anything. We have been present in those meetings. And at the last count, these are administrative. Remember, judges are independent. They are totally independent. They cannot be interfered with. But there's something that the Chief Justice can do administratively. And that's what he has done in these cases. So you will notice that all the three major cases for the Patriotic Front are before Judge Concepta Zulu. So the case for Raphael Nakachinda with Mao Sampa, Mao Sampa's case with Ngona and Robert Chavinga, the Brian Mundwile's case with Mao Sampa, all of them are before one judge. This is to ensure that all the facts are being dealt with together and that the matter being resolved. But in this case, despite that administrative instruction, we saw that, that Robert Chavinga went to shop for a forum in Kabwe. And Judge Kelvin Hanchuwili Limbani, who's a judge in charge in Kabwe, has given Robert Chavinga this court order, which is throwing the PF's decision to hold a conference. So I'm told I've got echo, but we will resolve those issues later. I think it's very important that you can hear me and that we can broadcast. So here we are. The lines are open. This is People's Forum. It's your forum. I was showing our Dangote, the billionaire from Nigeria, is the richest black man, 30 billion. He went to Zimbabwe and he did a fantastic job, affirmed that President Mnangagwa has lifted that economy up, and he pledged $1 billion investment. In Zambia, Dangote already has a power plant and a cement plant. The power plant anyway doesn't produce power for anyone else, it produces power for the Dangote cement plant. In Zimbabwe, he pledged $1 billion worth of investment. Here, Dangote gave the president a lecture that why don't you resolve the issue of power, as you saw. Brad Mundwile is the leading candidate in the Patriotic Front. He was at the Secretariat today to address his supporters. Remember, we had given Lubinda filing his nominations on Sunday. We had Joseph Mdolo filing remotely. We had Makebi Zulu bring a huge crowd. And today, although Brian is among those old candidates, he went to just reaffirm his candidature because there were 9 that had paid. This includes myself, Mal Sampa, Brand Mundwile himself, Mutotweka Fire from Lunte, Chimbaka Mbwili, Geoffrey Waria Mwamba, Goodward Mulubwa. So we are 9 of us that had paid previously. So the SG has begun a process in which the old candidates who had already paid could also affirm their partnership. And today, Brand Mundwili was at court, at the party secretariat.
Ndi mwana wa kwa lungu, ndi mwana wa kwa sata. Nefya imini nepo, etwa imini nepo cha kusumbula balanda, manifesto twala kumkanya ponana. Wa Zambia, ngatwa bechinto chomfulwa ine, muntu achusha balanda. Pantona nalichula po, nefya kuchusu mumfika nalishiwa. Echo limoni mo, ndole shafinati, na ibwela mo. Ifi ba HH na ba UPND wale tusha balanda eko muntu engesa dila PM8 ni compromise ni project wa UPND ine uyu wa tusha abantu ifi uyu untombo kulwa nanka from 2021 umulando wa kutusha balanda lelo ba MP abamumwene ba MCC abamumwene na imwe ni wikeli hapa kakwikata pate nicho manisaka mwana matusha balanda teti mwe mufu anepo na UPND yo kanti UPND tata kama na balanda aboba leti kwa BM8 na bantu bakwe ni project ya UPND mkwa itabulanda balwa ni babu ya ntanjabo ine ndefo kweba ko message imo epo twarushira ma election ndefo muyumfuile nangubushi kubumo nshakala mwana hapo na HH noko ekala njaishiba nangubushi kubumo nangu ni phone ko na namba yako ishakwata nangubushi kubumo kutuma muntu atikana ndebo kuli president ama business watu wanangila yafula ngatu waliba kuta compromise ngakale twaya nomba twalisaka na balanda ubushi kufenga kumana na HH ni next year it was a last hand over power to have independent state and
Zambia. So kaishi abalwani bachalo mubebe abalwani bachalo mubebe kuti chibwinga Thailand la nombali mori monga chachilamo anatotosha chibwinga Thailand la nombanga chachilamo analata wa Zambia so kaishi mkwai
Okay, this is People's Forum. It is your forum. Please call over the issues that we are discussing. Dangote came and gave a lecture to the president. He was in Zimbabwe the previous day where he pledged $1 billion worth of investment in Lusaka. He gave the lecture to the president that he needs to resolve the power crisis, and there was no justification. Caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. This is Sinyangwe Dadi calling you from Canada.
Yes,
we always want to thank you, Ambassador Mwamba, for your time and for us to connect and to us to give our own opinion. I've got 3 things to say.
Yes.
Number 1, I love the democracy in PF. Democracy still stands in PF. We are all supporting all the candidates, but my call is to all PF members and supporters. The person that is going to come out as a leader for PF, everyone should support that person. And because of democracy, This is the democracy that we introduced to Zambians, and no one should kill it. Ababachavinga, tulaba posa kona mano, nama judges yawo. Everything that is happening, time will catch up. I feel sorry for these judges. Would you want to be remembered for doing the wrong things or the right things? Second, badangoti na nomba nde onfa wino mwandini ya lecture over pelele ababa mdala batimo kupela lectures to Zambians. But you know what the man did? For him to say that, he knows that we want to need power to shimi. And he brought him down to earth. Bali beba fishinga. Umuntu wonse ulandalanda tapali of your chita, but inchito ya vela mulimo yobe of your lechita. You cannot be a person always standing on the top of the mountain. Oh, we are developing, we are developing. How can you develop abantu wobitawakwe damalight? How the God what he said mwebantu. Whether you love or don't love the president, that is what love is all about. Umwebe umutichinga. Some Zambians go out and register and get your voters card. The second independence for Zambia is coming. Thank you, Mwamba. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Indeed, Dangote told the president, there is no growth that can take place without power. There is no growth that can take place. And here we've been saying we are growing at 6%. Dangote was very clear. He didn't make his billions, over rhetoric. He made his billions because as a government that was practical. So call, the lines are open. We are going to make it a short broadcast. I've just insisted that we ought to broadcast because we had said we would broadcast. I do not like when I meet technicalities and I abandon the broadcast. No, I want us to discuss the broadcast, and I want us to vent out the issues that we should vent out. So please call, the lines are open. Call, the lines are open. What is your view about the things that are occurring in the Patriotic Front, Dangote's visit? There is another gentleman who has visited the president. His name is Wicknell. Wicknell, he calls himself Sir Wicknell Chivoya. He's a Zimbabwean business. Chivayo, Wicknell Chivayo. Well, if you've seen the pictures, I'll post them here. Wicknell Chivayo is with the president, and Wicknell Chivayo visits head of state that are going to have an election within 24 months or so. And he was at Community House. He was in Tanzania, he was in Kenya. Wherever there's an election, you will see this Zimbabwean national. Mr. President, we've seen the pictures of you and Wicknell Chivayo. What are you doing with him? And remember, he was among, his company was among those that had applied to ECZ. I think, is it to print ballots or something? There was some ECZ role that you cancelled. But today, he was at Community House. Let me look for that picture and give it to you. Please call. We've had trouble today, but we have a broadcast. I want to hear from you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello, Honorable Mwamba.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, and how are you?
Very well.
First, before I go to make a comment, I would wish to greet all the listeners on this biggest podcast on the land of Zambia. What I saw today is what should be done all the time. A single man stands in a corner. I don't know if he was in the toilet and making some declaration with a ZNBC camera mic on the table. And the next thing that we used to do, we used to follow such declaration, which is done by one man. Today we saw a very strong man and a very strong party at Secretariat. After that fake injunction that was put on our party Secretariat and on our activities, but we went ahead and do what is right. The first thing that we should commend the Patriot Front and everyone who was there to show that we are not going to condone illegality that will be prayed by those judges and the man sponsoring Chavinga. And Bamwamba, to speak about Chavinga, Chavinga is just playing with his time. Let him go and consult with GBM and on how those on what is the trade he has taken. In the law is playing. Let him go to Rwansha or go to Lusaka. There, Bakambwili is there. Let him go and have a word from Bakambwili. Bakambwili is this worth doing. Mount Tampa is there. He has been used in the same way. Because what is happening now, Zambia is not at the age that Chavinga was playing in those days. Look what is happening around now. The people are upset. Everyone is upset. Not only people from PF or anywhere. The people are upset. They want a good Zambia. People, they don't want that nonsense. Chavinga should not be playing with people. Chavinga should not be putting ZNBC mic on that useless table in the corner to make such declarations. And I pity those judges. That are tarnishing their names on a useless person like Chavinga. And the other thing which is very encouraging, Mamwamba, me have come to like the way Bablan Mundubire public no clear no to say is not a project for UPND. Mamwamba, first I want to commend you for the fairness that you showed there, like you are marketing all the candidates and you are amongst the candidates. But Mwambaya is such a person to where if we are looking for the same job and me have got an injury, you can take my application later with yours to the same company you are looking for a job. You are such a good man. You have promoted all of the candidates equally. That's the same thing. That's the same spirit I want you to impart on those people that are doing your job. Like Avena Chair, Voice of Zambia, Bariri Mutambo, Wakumi, and other people in diaspora. Tell them not to endorse a person. Let them endorse the party. Work on that, Mwamba.
Thank you very much.
This issue of attacking each other, we are done with it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so we are discussing the injunction that was given by a judge from Kabwe. This is a matter where expelled MP Chavinga went to shop for a forum in Kabwe and got an injunction against the Patriotic Front. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
This is Precious Inonge from Livingston.
Yes, Precious, my dear sister.
Yes, I'm just happy with my leaders in Patriotic. I hope and pray for them that always they should be united and they should not fear anything. But Chavinga, whatever he's doing, he's just wasting his time. And the people are deceiving him. They are just putting him in a serious problem because that man, if he was wise, he was supposed to use his wisdom, you know. And also even our president himself, he was not even supposed to start promoting whatever the nonsense Chavinga is doing because he's embarrassing himself. Other countries, they are even shocked to see how he's leading this nation. He was just supposed to do what is right by stopping Chavinga to do whatever he's doing. So for him to support what Chavinga is doing, he's trying to block leaders in Patriotic Front. And the question is, why is he fearing the Patriotic? It means him is guilty for something that we don't know the reason why he's guilty. But anyway, I just want to encourage my leaders to be brave. You stand strong, don't fear anything. Zambia is not for UPND. Zambia is for all of us. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
My name is Mama Machika from Lusaka.
Thank you.
I have one question, one very important question. the Chavinga saga that is going on, with him putting injunctions. I would like to find out what is the plan B for the PF in case this injunction goes all the way until election time. Do they have a plan B on how they are going to stand so that the Zambian population can give them their vote? Because after all is said and done, we are not hearing anything to give the Zambian hope that should this thing go on, we actually have another plan to fall back on. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Callers, please, let's talk. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador. You're talking to Brian. I'm calling you from Lusaka, Olympia.
Yes, Brian.
Okay, Ambassador, I want to contribute on the injunction or the PF cases that are in the courts of law. Maybe just to appeal. You know, back when UPND was in opposition, we saw supporters of UPND escorting HH to give him support when he would appear for cases in court. I think it would be a good idea that when next is a hearing, people can go and support the presidential candidates as they appear in court, because PF is not just brand. PF is not just Mutoto Kafwaya. It's about everyone who identifies as a member of this party. If only this government can allow people to go and give solidarity, that way even the judges will be aware that an injustice on the party is not just affecting the leaders on top, but all the members across the country. That is my submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba. This is the voice of Peter UK, Honorable Emmanuel JJ Banda.
Honorable JJ Banda, how are you, my dear brother?
Oh, I'm fine, and you? How are you that side?
No, very well. To pass an advice, what should we do? What should we do?
No, first I want to answer the question to the previous caller, the lady who asked to say, do you have plan B? Before I contribute to the program,
okay.
I just want to answer the lady who called. Yes. So she was asking to say, this what is happening, do you have plan B? What I want to assure the nation is, yes, we have plan B. ECL, when ECL saw to say the PF has been attacked, he had put 3 political parties aside, which he had put for plan B.
Yes.
If they attack another one, then he will use another one. When they attack another one, he will use the other one. So at the moment, we have got only one party, which is NCP. So there are other 2 political parties, which even HH doesn't know. So they are still on standby under plan B. So I want to assure her and everyone to say, they shouldn't worry, even this Mingarato which they are doing. ECL was ahead of them. Remember, each ECL served as a president. ECL was a lawyer. So he knew whatever the economist from Matero was trying to do. So you can't compare an economics I don't know whether we can say but according to what Dangote said yesterday, I'm sure we don't have that in economics. So this year was ahead. Was ahead, and the plan B it's there. So the Zambian people continue encouraging each other to get the voters card. So what I can tell my sister is she should just continue advising people to make sure that they get voters card. And those who don't have transport money, please, we are asking anyone to keep the youths to go and register for the second independence. Because right now what we are fighting for, it's independence. That's what has happened today. You can tell to say our country needs independence.
Independence.
So that was the question. Now coming to your program, Ambassador Mwamba. Ambassador Mwamba, firstly, I'm sure for about Chavinga and Maus and the PF, I'm sure you are aware about that judgment which was passed at High Court.
Yes.
Yes, and that judgment, Ambassador Mwamba, Chavinga tried to challenge that judgment. He failed. The judge threw everything out. That's why now they said anything to do, if Chavinga is trying to do anything, it was going to be contempt. But since we are under colonial master, the new colonial masters now in town, in our country, you know, Chavinga is not scared of the contempt. He went ahead to approach them to say, I need an injunction. But then after going through the judgment, they advised Chavinga and the HH to say, here in Lusaka, we can't give an injunction. We can't give an injunction because there is this judgment. So this judgment, which means if we go ahead giving Chavinga an injunction, which means even the judge who is giving Chavinga an injunction, it will be contempt together with Chavinga. That's why HH and Chavinga, they thought of going to Kawe so that that judge will play a blind eye. Like he doesn't know that there is that judgment in Lusaka. That's why they went ahead to give him an injunction. But even that judge in Kawe, he should know and aware from now to say, whatever they have done with Chavinga, it's contempt. That's why I'm sure everyone right now is free to go to Secretariat because they know to say what
all these people from the other side, they were not known until they became ministers.
Volume is
and
back,
most of them were not even in politics
Facebook, but volume is back
until they were appointed.
Hello. Hello. I seem to have volume everywhere except on Facebook, but we'll keep on resolving this. It is back? Okay. So I had, my dear brother Banda, just finish your thoughts.
Yeah, so
mute your other device. Just mute your other device.
Yes, it's muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make your contributions, my brother, so that we could pick the other cause.
Okay. No. Thank you so much, Ambassador Mwamba. Ambassador Mwamba, what I was saying, what I was on a vida sale. Kuja my events to my phone to say plan B, it's in place, and plan B, it's got 3 political parties aside. In my 3 political side aside, my 3 political parties aside. So if any political party they hijack the UPND and HH, there will be another one. If they hijack another one, there will be another one, because Ishmael was a lawyer, so he knew everything, because Ishmael dealt with a lot of criminals. Ishmael dealt with a lot of criminal matters in court, so he knew how a criminal will approach you. So he knew everything. That's why he used to advise us to say, no, these people are like this and this and this. So I can assure the people to say plan B is safe, because it's got 3 political parties aside. And they shouldn't worry again about time. Because remember, Ambassador Mwamba, me, I had applied on PF ticket in 2021 to stand as a member of parliament. But I was left out. And that announcement of me being left out on the adoption was announced in May. And in May, when it was announced, I had to go back to my constituency to sit with the people, which with the people we decided to say we'll go independent. And in 3 months, we managed to sell the symbol and to sell the idea, and we became victorious. Imagine, Ambassador Mwamba, for all the people who were being voted in Petaoke, I was number 1. I got 32,500, but I sold that symbol in 3 months. Number 2, it was ECL, who was the incumbent president, got 31,000 plus. Number 3, it was HH, who sold this symbol for many years, but he came out number 3 with 10,000 votes. Number 4, it was Dorothy Leah, who stood many times, who was a minister for 15 years. He came out number 4. But me, in 3 months, selling myself, selling the symbol, we managed. Now, what about if December, we start selling the symbol in December? What is going to stop us to get independence? So, what I can tell the people is they should just believe in plan B, and they should know to say they are safe. And they should make sure to encourage people to register as voters.
Thank you, my brother. I think my brother.
If a neighbor doesn't have money to go and register, please, the neighbor who has got a little money or maybe transport, he should try to help a neighbor to get a voter's card. This is our job. So I'm again telling the people to say they shouldn't worry to say, no, there's no time. A lot of people told me to say there's no time, we won't make it. But I believed in the process. I had hope. And that hope which I had, I started selling the symbol of a tractor within 3 months. And I became number one. So what can stop us? It's all of us. We start, ambassador, you start selling the symbol. I start selling the symbol. All the advocates, they start selling the symbol. All the people in diaspora symbol. We can't fail. So
Thank
we
you
are
very
going
much.
to use another political party because this dictator, he can't let the PF be on the ballot paper. Look what happened today, Ambassador Mwamba. Ambassador Mwamba, Mao's got judgment this year to say he has won the case. He's the one in charge. And he was asked to put the leader of opposition to change, giving the leader of opposition to change the whip. But the Chavinga tried to challenge that in court. The court throw those everything what Chavinga was trying to challenge. Vakoti vemukanira Chavinga vonse. Vamukanira vonse Chavinga. That's why Chavinga mairo enzanaenda ku high court mu Lusaka kukamba to say apange injunction. Vajaji vamu high court vanamuuza to say Chavinga ife tikakupasa injunction na ife, which means tachita committee offense. Committee offense ya commit an offense. So stinga vichite vauzeni va HH maybe mweseko district inango ndiye mwambo province inango ndiye mwamina nanyamukila Chavinga na HH kuyenda kukabwe. But vija vame vachita Chavinga na HH na ujajaji it's contempt ni mlandu ukundu wa Mwamba. Because HH analumbila ku stadium to say you will be a custodian of the constitution. Imagine president wotiana akangiwa kugwira constitution and auza ma key players womutandiza keeping constitution ila ngiye kuuja kupanga mirandu contempt. Because in contempt Mwamba.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Contempt yani vachita Chavinga. Ine aliwonse member of parliament wa Mwamba muziva akachita swear in mama mpasa constitution ama pitamo constitution every day because ndiye apanga malamulo. And I was in that committee of legal committee wa Mwamba. You know what legal committee is wa Mwamba? I was one of the members. I served under legal committee for 3 years. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what contempt is. So vikapamene vachita va HH vapangisa ujajaji. Even ropamena lili lero jaji sagona. Orachoka kuwengwa na vaziva to say wanena panga ni mlandu nanga wai vakurusaka vanakana contempt. Vanakama stifuna. Vanamkanira Chavinga mairo anapita majaji vali 5 once paja pa high court Lusaka vanamkanira Chavinga namuza ati huyu ni mlandu tikakupasa tabe injunction nishifetaka na judgment yanetina pasa Mao's and the judgment inachoka ku high court. So why judgment yachoka ku high court is any footing na injunction ifungochoka ku high court.
Thank you very much, JJ. Thank you very much, my brother.
Apa aliwonse ali free kuyenda ku secretariat because that one it's a foul ya HH but saza kwanisa because Mulungu amukana HH.
Thank you very much. Let me just take these other calls and I'll get back to you, Honorable JJ Banda. Thank you. Callers may not understand what Honorable JJ Banda and the judgment is talking about. In the High Court, Judge Concepta Zulu on 25th March delivered a judgment in which he directed that there should be no further changes to the office bearers at the Registrar of Societies. But you've seen Chavinga flashing an envelope claiming that he's president of the PF. That would be contempt because on 25th March 2025, the judge was very categorical that after the changes from Edgar Lungu to Mao Sampa, and as the matter was ongoing, because there are various cases that were aggregated together, she said and directed, made a ruling, there should be no further changes to the registrar of societies. So, but how did then the registrar of societies give Chabinga that certificate and changed it to him as acting president? That would be clear contempt. They will have broken the law, both the registrar and Chabinga. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Amamba, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, this is Teddy Nkunga, aka different MP from Kabwe. Amamba, I think if we're not Kabwe, tulamfuaisha sana Chavinga. Tulamfuaisha in the sense like katuishevyo efyo ningalande efyo tumfuaisha. And yesterday, I tulakwata information. We are PF supporters. Tulakwata information kwa 3 meeting uko na bena Jerry Chama wa mno mukabwe o betati wabo. O not just katuisha tanga provincial chairman. O babomfya mno Jerry Chama. So we had that information and Chavinga tulamfuaisha. Some of the youths, they went ahead. Kuingira mukoti kwa timbe walepo kumfwa kwa makoti cases, but in the actual sense we wanted Chavinga. But Chavinga was not there katuisheko wa mufishira ngachari shani, but tula mufwaisha. So I think what I can just encourage our leaders of PF here in Kabwe. I think Kabwe it has been on top in whatever event is happening concerning PF. Kabwe is on top. Now, what I want to encourage the leaders wa mwamba na wonsabale umfwa, let's avoid fighting on this issue of presidential candidate in our party.
Yes, my brother, continue.
Until this fight will go nowhere. My encouragement, in as much I'm young, to the leaders who are aspiring for president in the party, please, let's not see each other as enemies just because vale minina. Some of the messages which they are uttering there at the PF Secretariat to Mwamba, it's like what Parika division. I will not beat the bush or massaging leaders just because they are our leaders, but they should look at the unity and peace in our party. Please do a papata. If we took a milida wa mwamba 2026 anga bakaluse fie ba tukaluse fie ba UPND bakapite tukamilida. To tell you the truth, people they are suffering and you are our hope. If you our hope, you start fighting over a simple thing just to become a party president. Epo tulero lesha ero manje mwambo kula chita fight. You are going to betray the Zambian people who have confidence in you, including those who are in jail. Because those who are in jail, the hope is you. So if you are not going to unite, you are going to betray the Zambians. Those people are waiting on you. We are waiting on you and we want to see what will come out from the convention. And my appeal is after convention, let unity be there. Whoever is going to be elected there. Uko kwine mukekale panshi mukalanshanye fika kwire noko kwine wonse wakwete cha kumutima fika kwire oko kwine eryo mukalaisa kulifwe kwema supporters nishi mukatulangensa nsati mulipamo. We don't want to see division. Ba UPND apana monatia kwa Chavinga ya flopa. The next thing is to see how you are going to scamper after convention. But we don't want to see that division. I think what I want to tell in conclusion, the thing is, let's not pay attention to Chavinga. That injunction, what he has gotten, I think that injunction does not belong to the PF or anyone to the PF or to the PF Secretariat. That injunction to me it is belonging to his family. Abali MPS asenda kuli ba UPND because we don't benefit from that money. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll be taking the last few calls. Today's broadcast has been very difficult for these challenges that I faced, but thank you that it has taken place and we have communicated the little that we could communicate. So let me take the last few calls and then we close. My dear brother Kasewa, today the magistrate Ida Piri has locked him up indefinitely. Is claiming that there is a bench warrant he didn't honor.
He's a liar. Oh, well, sorry, not liar. I think we have said he's past being a liar. Okay. Now, let's be very, very clear. He has graduated. He's not just because he has lied to gain advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So that is called cheating. Then when you confront him, he fights back. Okay? That is what then shows you that he knows what he is doing. We are not just corrupt with money, which we can accuse Lungu of. We are corrupt with morals. That is lying or cheating. How do you expect, for example, like the way you are saying, the president wants to strengthen the laws and when he is the foremost culprit, he says the same thing and he keeps falling back on the same thing again this side.
Yeah. He was touted as an economic manager, that the economy was failing and that he was going to deal with the economy. He's touted as a businessman and therefore he was going to be friends to the business and business community. He's touted as a farmer and therefore that the agricultural sector will thrive. Lamentably, all these have done very badly under him. Why do you think, where is this failure coming from?
The point is, the other point is that you can't run a country as a selfish person, as an individual. Because like the way you're saying, he's being touted as an individual. Look at his team. One of the things I did when UPND just came in, I asked someone to go one-on-one, Lungu and HH, and rate them, Nalumango and Inonge winner, and then go down, minister by minister. So if you find that Jack Mwimbu is going to be Western Kampiongo, are you really sure?
Why do you say that?
Well, look at how Jack Mwimbu is behaving. We have just referred to those statements in Parliament and just what he had the other day.
Okay, I've got a caller. Caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Hello.
Yes, caller.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Mkwaiwa Munkongela ndeni po.
Nichakubalira po Ambassador ulimjikutina alabalira po chiri important sana. Ambassador chiripa chaisa direct kuli imwe as a public secretary nde mirumba chiteni communicate na ba Makeb Zulu na ba Mundubire. Ba Makeb Zulu babike uyumukashana chair panshi barande nankwe the way wale stari present ma social media tachiwe mekulingana ne chongani no so again na bena ba Mundubire mubebe babike panshi ba mayewa aliri mutambo because ababene abantu babiri emaki because opo tuberere taturefoye fifire chitika pama social media taturefoye tusekenoyo so ishintungurusha ndeni kona shena shibika abantu babo panshi supporting wale chita support tafiri bino sana ero chimbi ba mwamba pali Dangote apapena abena Zambia po bafuire ba mweno kwebati PF chirongani no chate mwabena Zambia ngamwarole sha Dangote ofya ishire mu Zambia ishita yaba PF aishire tondoro no kuranshana na ba PF tondoro tuambira okumona fyo kwebati ba munine fo bambo kubombe nchito kuri Dangote kanshi kwali bana Dangote baingira machito ama drivers na ngana ya kumpikana kwena kuri Zambian barapanga ifya ko oiro shani fya kupanga inankali ifunya oil kwali ibale likulu sana Zambian yali ikala fe tondoro nga twalolesha ma development yengi ba PF bachita neyo balefo okwe batu bena Zambia tukwato kwaku butukiro okwingira nguba avikiro bayishira mu Zambia balipanga miforo shingi imisego ama streets ayengi abamunine fo balisambirira kwenye stokutera kuri ba Victor to amwene po ba PF balungu bayisa pa broadcast bambo kulala ndati nindeta viki nindeta Ghana Dangote oro balera nshanya na Putin kulasha Putin muntu umukuru sana pano ensonde balera nshanya na yena bwino bali development tabatalire abesa imina because bali ishibyo kwe bati imendi mubonfi w'abantu na PF yakusunga abantu so mfune na deliver kulingana na manifesto fo ireranda eryo uchimbi ba mwamba pali uyu kasebanya nde tromba kwa banesu waba muchipani mumwesu uyu muntu uyu ali tuimine lero asasa ngo kwe bati awe ba PF bali fe bwino pali icho bamasebanya bayisanga mu kifungo so abakwete ko inshita bayatandalira ko uyu munenso pano po tuberere fo bena Zambia tulefo okuwesha Zambia mu inshira so onsole ule chitefi ntifya kuwesha Zambia mu inshira ni bururu wesu tulefo tribalism ni freedom tulefo so bamasebanya mwaya bamonako mukati omo bali mukali ati mwabatandalira ko nabo bantu besu ni ba freedom fighter opona perera kwena.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Panono fi pali plan B ndero mbako ekironganino plan B number 1 chitwalirire okya mukukumbirira ama branches nama awards ukubeba ko turendere okweba bafiranga natkwata plan yo tukabonfya na bena bala bali pa branch bafuje bayishiba so pali ino nshita intungo shishambyo kwendera abantu fo shikwete shambyo kwa kubantu na bantu na bena bakwate confidence kwa bati upo tubere nya papa ntine ina nshita plan B kesa isa nishina abantu bali aware so what is important tuturingira okupokerera abantu bambyo kula pokerera then na kusare ntungurushi kuyiminika twaye nshire iri onse twate ntungurushi tukonkerera amakoti ayo aya bamukukuru fote fo bamukukuru tora ukulingana nga abantu fe babomba kulingana na demokrasi yesu ukulingana nefe twate mwabena Zambia taba tutinya oba mukukuru ifoka tuimini pachinka na pera ba mwamba.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen and fellow Zambians, today we are just having People's Forum where you could express yourself. I wish to apologize that as soon as we started, there was no volume, and to attempt to resolve that volume, it wasn't a simple matter. I just had to resort to my old computer, and I haven't used it for almost 3 months. And this is a broadcast. You don't have scrollers, and we also had glitches with volume also here. I apologize. By Sunday, we have a big one. We have John Sangwa State Council and Dolika Banda. They'll be on your screen. We are having a special Sunday interview on Sunday. We'll host. I'm just trying to close, but today we had such a difficult day. Maybe we can allow callers. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening. How are you?
Would you like to participate?
Yes, please.
Make your contributions because you just found me closing the program.
Okay, I just want to talk about a few issues around the PF.
Yes, please.
It is quite unfortunate that at a time when there is no solid opposition in this country, you guys in the PF have failed to you and come up with one person. What is happening right now is very unfortunate. We don't expect people like Makebizo to want to come and contest when he should have been concentrating on the value of the former president. So really, I think this is time when you guys should have shown leadership to us Zambians but you seem to have failed. And my prayer is that at the end of the day, you guys should be able to hold the convention and should be elected as president, as opposed to fronting people like Makebi Zulu and others.
Even if it's your opinion. We come to the end of the broadcast. This gentleman calls from Chipata. Even last time he called just to offend. He wants to test our patience, even if you belong to the other party. Makebi Zulu has a right to contest. He was on this forum, and I asked him that difficult question. And he said he had spoken to the family and before he made that decision. And under the circumstances, he feels that he should participate in the process. And he's blaming us when this entire process is being driven by President Hakainde Hichilema. The president of PF is literally President Hakainde Hichilema through that man who was speaking from a toilet. You saw Robert Chavinga speaking from a toilet. And it was very sad that... It was very, very sad that even ZMBC could give him national coverage speaking from a toilet. Hello, caller.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Ninji salamayo, but namona mwatu masona lami. Yo landeni mwe you are a regular caller, you are allowed to.
Why?
You are a regular caller, so you are allowed to.
Na totela mkwai na mposha kwa kaputa kuno.
Endita.
Naleta fie kukoseresha abantu bonse abina Zambia abachite polo PF naba afuma kuma parties yambi mletamba fia chitika mchalo palwa aba Chavinga naba Malsampa. Patron said 24th October 2023 nechana chimpa pushako kumonati ba mama yo bakateka ku Tanzania basamia bali mchalo muzambia bali chitandalire. Kumulongoshi ho ku Independence ku Greatest Road kule chitike fintu ba polisi natile bashirika inero natambile live natile bashirika ba ushimba polisi. You know those days kwala ba parameter in the counter days it was more than ba parameter twale tanda wana ba kaunda prior mkuchingirika uko ba Malsampa na ba Chavinga vale poka ubutungulushi bwa PF abene pya chitika fense mwali chitambile bonse namba nde papa fye pantiri basamia vale bavota ku Tanzania bamayo bali fye bekailo nishibalingisha mu prison bonse ama opposition leaders kunona ko ku Zambia echile chitika vale ingisha ama opposition leaders vale bekata vale shabasamia bali shire tuma political parties utushishi biko no kushishi biko eto bachitele compete nato Muzambia namo vakateka abalipo ife vaikatirila ukwenda pamwe na Malsampa chitenshi they were traveling out bonse apa nomba ni Chavinga na ku South Africa kufya abalungu ni Chavinga ama audio za kuchita leak Chavinga lela ndefya muselu mwe bantu bakwalesa kuti wamfana omwenso kuli na mayo uishibyo kuti ababena mwandi abani bawishi kwa abana bandi nomba ni ntungulushi ya chalo batini chiti ya lechita miss aledala Kanshi mwebali mukutungulula ukuyimini nako ifipani nokumfefe ba JJ banda ba olange fo loyenda mchalo efo ine kuti na papa that ba president wesu mukasu bakale lo Hakainde bale mfafe bwino kumutima wabo nakutalala fitondolo ukwebati Chavinga yekatire chire chipepa ese pamwela ale ituno kulanda timoneni ninebo takulira ombi ndeisala secretariat kwikala kwashani ubokashi kwikala kwashanyo ale ngilo kwisala secretariat pakuti ba PF beba ngani PF mwine wa PF chiste chasekelele muri ba PF ukukwata echipani chabo nokuti bachite contest na kabiri pano pa 2026 muchimemba batila tulefirila munsenga temwine mweba tampire PF kuti mwalanda. When did Chavinga come in? I am video kubadila li part of you ba PF such that lelo alifa afyo kuchona ula alife mkwapa kwa Hakainde Hakainde abampene chibusa na Mama Samia leipa yotu bantutu nonga kala kanifa kali 26-year-old bani nabaledi le filamba mchalo pamwela ati sa Mama Samia mbelela ko luso mwana wandi mwana mwaichefi kali bafe industry asakene kali kwata mo apana kwata channel pamwela
Bosi tule mfako efintu na kutafute bino wafireka fe wemwine bati balaba mama Samia omutima walikosa kano bati bepa ikala kaiche muntu lepa ampandiki usana abantu bamusango yo tichivi. That's why next party cha PF tetichi bakoshe kumutima okukuchita snuff out twakana Kavian forward na party ile fight kako. When I use the word forward, please, no one should align it to PF. Ichi chisungu cha forward cha liko kale before. I mean UPND. Ichi chisungu cha forward cha liko kale before UPND ever got to be formed. Kashi mkwainga na tira forward nchile losha kuli UPND bambele kose. Kashi voture lomboko ebati apo ba chabinga chicha basanji kapo. Icha abemya. Mumbo kulila nishipali ukashintilile. So teti chabinga le imafyamba bakapalia. Wetwaka na mwandi nifo. Tuwayara ba PF. Strongest, largest opposition in the country. Uko kutanzania balaba mayoba Samia bali tina chile chilonganino baingisha na mujeo abene bachilongani. Na lomba ko kwebati abena Zambia kwena loleke shenpo pali chichintu chikaneni mumvotele yenu. Go and register. Mkwaina totela ba mwamba.
Thank you very much. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, good evening, Mwamba. Good evening, and good evening, all the viewers.
Yes,
and
Father.
all the listeners. I am Don Oscar, calling from Italy.
Yes, Father.
Yeah, thank you very much for allowing me this precious moment. Today, I've observed, I've seen what has transpired in our country. And first of all, I would like to say, to give my solidarity to your party members, the Patriotic Front, what you are going through. Everyone, I think, I've seen. It's a very sad situation where in our country, our beloved Zambia, since 1964, we have never experienced such happenings in the political arena. It's very sad, and I personally, I condemn it. And Muchibemba balanda ti ichisosa chipamano ero kabiri balanda ti umweo wa muntu waba mukutwi. Umweo wa muntu waba kumukutwi, which means the leaders need to learn to listen. If you cannot listen to a person, you might not find a solution to give. So listening is very, very vital. And so I would like to say solidarity, to pay my solidarity to you as a Patriotic Front political party. We don't want any party to suffer the way you are suffering. We don't want any other political party to go through what you are going through. So that said, I have on the other side, I have to say, to encourage you people, what the Patriotic Front you are going through. I think us also, I am a Catholic, I'm a proud Catholic. I bless God every time for having been brought into this precious church, this blessed church. And to the PF, what you have gone through today, when we heard that probably they were going to close your secretariat. I know Mwamba to Mampela latest. Was it closed or it was just an attempt?
No, the pictures I saw are very old pictures. I actually took those pictures when they closed the first time.
Was it closed?
No.
All right, thank you so much. So we heard that it was closed, but if it was not closed, then we are happy. We are proud for that. I just wanted to encourage you because at Ichalo Bantu, PF is people. People are Patriotic Front. Honorable Chavinga, I think he's also listening. If he has a possibility to listen to what the Zambian people are saying, I hope he's listening. And I hope also the UPND are listening to your podcast, to this wonderful program. If they are listening, Valanda, Timulingo, Lingilako Munobe, Eona, Iwakakulingilamo, Ati, Mune, Ngana, Ukwata, Umulando, Mwilin, Soriobe. wibalokweba omunobi atyawo lekanka kukufunya akani kali muri nso lyobe lekankufunye kanshi nawo labati muri nso lyobe muri umulando wakweba ati nokumona tawule mbona so bane ama politics ayaimwe fikansa fyachalo tekubama enemies. That said, naisa kuli ba PF mwene mweka. I want to congratulate you, Mr. Surprise. Why have you surprised me, PF? Nasina satamba group yaba brand mundi with it. Abantu abengi kula ku secretariat. Abantu abengi. Oro banji kukishafi di abantu baile kuri nani kane makebi zulu. Sona anonesha abantu. Kwena ba PF mwalite mwechipani chena. Ala nangu femulelile filamba tiyo mwalile filamba nangu atiyo ishima mingana tobala abomfya ale mingana tashikula chalo Dangote na isa Muzambia isa tuweba kona bonse imingalato tashikula chalo wa mwamba ichishinka echikule chalo ukulande echishinka imomwe wa politician wa PF imomwe wa candidates na bonse candidates basangwa kasonde mwenda bonse ndababika pwapa KBF na babika po bonse imwe wolesa akasalama o akasala mu 2026 wa president bane mwikapanga ichichi mfulunganya tule mona muchalo ala tafire moneka wino ukumone mpatira shire moneka no kumoneka abantu basenda abantu baya balopola nefi neneshi katwishinga mapulanga abo babatatu balopwele musana kwisoko ichalo chaifi twalikene mu 2021 mwebena Zambia. Listen and remember these things. We said no to violence. President Hakainde Hichilema, do you remember we campaigned for you? And we said no to violence, no to the abuse of the law. We said no to the abuse of the women. I am not ashamed to repeat this information because we said no. We did not say no because it was Edgar Chagwalungu in power. No, because violence is evil by itself, regardless of who commits violence. So we said no to Edgar Chagwalungu when he allowed the cadres. We are saying no to you, Your Excellency, President Hakainde Hichilema. Listen, look at the people threatening your citizens. You are a president even for the people in Chingola. You are a president even for the people in Monze. You are a president even for the people in Lusaka. Your Excellency, open your ears. I know you listen. But if you listen, stop this evil before it can come out of hand. It's going to once and all shali mwakabamo ukwali nsoke alatakwa fuile muntu ukwali nsoke takwa fuile muntu ifota twaikale tondoro bonse mwa politician twalambo kumye baba lechulila mo bekala chalo ukuba UPND tesambi. It's not a crime to be a PF member. It's not a crime. Chavinga walikwato mutima chavinga lolesha ingira mu mukatika mutima wobe ngaula pepa ngaula tinales ikala first munganda yobe tontonkanya imyeo y'abantu ubwingi abala chula pamulandu wafyolechita chavinga limoli monga bale kubomfya nganawa kubomfya ingira mukatika mutima wobe tontonkanya walikwata olupwa walikwata omukashi nakalimu walikwata n'abaana walikwata na lupwa lobe na family yoko wafuma n'omushi oko wafuma chavinga walikwata tontonkanya echole echita ala chiwami na galo kuluma mbuzi ngati mbuzi kuluma galo chiwami na galo chavinga ala akatanshi takalisha akalekelesha ekalisha imwe Truth is important. Justice. I conclude with the words I learned. I was studying a book, looking at what was happening in the country. And they were saying, transparency and love are two elements that can enhance progress in any country. Transparency and love. So, mwebantu bakwa mulungu, transparency bachavinga. What is the transparency? Abantu baleipusha. When did you become a president of PF? Be transparent. Why should you be transparent, Bachavinga? It's because this is part of justice. All of us, you yourself, myself, President Hakainde Hichilema, KBF, Emmanuel Mwamba as a candidate for presidential Yaba PF, Brian Munduvide, Member of Parliament, Makebi Zulu, Council, John Sangwa, Council, Binwe, Kasonde Mwenda, all of you need justice and you need to promote justice. Because in a country where there is justice, there will be progress. Imwewa politician, mwikate fiano, mwikate chalo cha Zambia. Ba politician kwateni komutima, umuteka tima. Lekeni abantu ababomba notunchi totwabona bena bale bomba nabo bantu. Mwikatirira abantu. Ya my friends imo ba UPND. Allah. Ukubomfya obuteko, ukubomfya bakapokoro, ukubomfya masoja, anachari anguka nga uri mu buteko. Kwateni umutima. Umutima uwa buntu. Uwa kutemu abantu abali bonse. Efyo nami papata bonse. I conclude by saying, PF, do not be disappointed. Alakwena, ifintu fyonse. Ufofila pita, mwapita la mumushitu. Uwa ingira na mumushitu. Nenswa swatomfua. Imwe kudole shafi fufine. Bombe shieni kwate ni umuchinshi kubuteko. Kwate ni umuchinshi kuri law and order. Kwate ni umuchinshi kuri wakapokola wa PF. But be proud of being yourself. And exercise your political responsibility. Because it's your right. It's your right and it's your duty as a civic leader. Muchalo cha Zambia. Thank you very much, Mwamba. Na totela na mwe na Zambia bonse na mwe balelira. Na mwe balesa mwa bonse. I embrace all of you. Let's be real, patriotic, and let's save Zambia. Zambia is bigger than politician iwe. Wewa itemwa weka. Iwe politician wewa itemwa weka. Zambia is very, very huge and respectable. Who am I in front of Zambia? I'm just nothing, a drop in an ocean. Zambia is very big, 21 million people, God's people. Imaba politicians do not be egoistic. Muna lolesha kupa mutoto wenu. Lolokishie nipa bantu abale chula. Na balabe na bale sansa mukamuli CDF, wabale kwa tempia muli CDF. Na be na bano lokishie nino kweba atimwego. Ala location yabaland abele lala ukwa bulokuri mwilasa mafiati CDF ninkwata bantu ninkwata contract mona abanobe abashikwete CDF wale lala shani.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Natotela 9. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you all. We'll see you. We have a broadcast, big one on Sunday. We are hosting John Sangwa and Dolika Banda. Until then, unless there's something tomorrow, we might come to broadcast tomorrow, but essentially see you on Sunday.
The party, friends and all. So I only lamented that why should you be stripping me of these things and then pushing me and saying, no, we want to protect you. No, you see, demeaning of the president to be seen, to be going without this or that. I said, I don't need you. You don't need me. So I was very clear. I've not complained at all. The time that I've complained is when I've been harassed. I said, you've stripped me of everything, but leave my liberty, my dignity, and my rights. That's what I'm saying even now. You see, 1 minute I walk the street, somebody says you can't walk the street because you're a former president, you are in danger of being attacked and people might attack you and will be blamed as police. That's why we're following you. The next minute I said, but you mean you didn't know that I was former president? When you stripped me of these things, please go and put your house in order. The next minute I want to go to church.
Ndi mwana wa kwa lungu, ndi mwana wa kwa sata. Nefyo imini nepo, etwa imini nepo cha kusumbula balanda, manifesto twala konkanyapo nayo. Kwa Zambia, ngakwa bechinto chonfulwa ine, muntu achusha balanda. Pantona nalichulapo, nefyo buchusu mumfika nalishiwa. Echo limoni mo, ndole shafe nati, na ibwela mo. Ifi ba HH na ba UPND, wale chusha balanda. Eko muntu engesa tila BM8, ni compromise, ni project waba UPND, ine. Uyu wa chusha abantu ifi. Uyu untuambo kulwa nankwe from 2021. Umulandu wa kuchusha balanda. Lelo. Ba MP abamumwene, ba MCC abamumwene, na imwe ni wikeli hapa. Kakwikata pate nicho malisaka mwana machusha balanda. Teti mwe mfu anepo na UPND yo, kanti UPND tata kama na balanda. Aboba leti kwa BM8 abantu bakwe ni project ya UPND mkwa ichabulanda. Balwa ni babu ya ntanshabo. Ine ndefo kubeba ko message imo. Epo twalushira my election ndefo muyumfuile. Nangubushi kubumo ishatala monana hapo na HH. Noko ekala nishaishiba. Nangubushi kubumo nangu ni phone call. Na namba yako ishakwata. Nangubushi kubumo kutuma umuntu atikana ndebo kuli president. Ama business watu na wilaya fula. Ngatu waliba kusta compromise ngakale twaya. Nomba twalisaka na balanda. Ubusiku fenga kumana na HH ni next year. Edo akalashita hand over power kwa independent state and community.
Zambia.